the AFC North. Will, who you taking to win the division?
Steelers. I was listening to Gronk being on. I'm with him. The reason I like the Steelers, I think the Ravens are a better roster. They're a better football team. But when you look at their schedules, the Ravens play nine former playoff teams in their schedule this year. Five contenders, five playoff teams last year in their first 6 weeks. When you look at the Steelers, I think they're going to be much better. Obviously, with Aaron Rodgers, you got DK Metcalf. They got some weapons on the outside. They're going to have a good defense. And when you look at their schedule, they only play about four former playoff teams last year. They're kind of scattered throughout the season on the back half.
You too, Luan? Wow.
Yeah, I have to agree with Will with all the things he said. And from a personnel standpoint, Aaron Rodgers, when he goes to the Jets, everyone thinks he's going to bring the Jets back to life. Fun fact, no one can bring the Jets back to life. They're dead, they're dying, they're on life support. Now no one's talking about Aaron Rodgers. Everyone, he's kind of going under the radar. This is the perfect time for him to go off DK Metcalf. Or obviously, people are worried about Najee Harris being gone. He's at the Chargers now. But Caleb Johnson, who they drafted out of Iowa, no one talked about him because that kid from Boise State was out there who got drafted by the Raiders. He rushed for a school record of 1,500 yards last year. He's going to be an absolute stud. I think their offense is going to come along in a big way with Arthur Smith. Also, you pay TJ. You get Highsmith back, who had the ankle and the groin last year, who takes a lot of pressure off of TJ, very underrated rusher, and then the leadership of Cameron Hayward. I think this is a sneaky team.
Let's go to AFC West. Will, I'm going to go back to you here. Who you taking? Broncos. We've got, let's look at the odds here. Chargers at 310. Who you got?
I got the Broncos. Broncos. I was on Bo Nix early last year. Big time professional. He's got all the intangible stuff. I think him and Sean Payton, that marriage, I think it's going to continue to blossom. Their defense is aggressive. Their defense is really good. I like the Broncos winning the AFC West this year.
AFC West, Taylor?
I'm going to go with the Chargers. I like Harbaugh. Their defense is going to be even better than they were last year. They are buying into the culture, just like the Michigan Wolverines did with Jim Harbaugh. I think they unseat the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is the first year in 4 years I've gone against the Kansas City Chiefs. Love Patrick Mahomes. Love Travis Kelce, friend of the show. Love him to death. I just think when you have this many coaches, you got Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, Andy Reid. Like, this is going to be one of the most fun divisions to watch. And I love the idea of chaos. And I think the Chargers are the one to stir it up.
Let's switch conferences. Let's head to the NFC. NFC West, to be specific. Let's start with Will.
Gosh, the NFC West is tough. I was getting fucked into every team last week.
Yeah, he was.
I personally, look, if Matt Stafford is healthy, add Devontae Adams, the brain of Sean McVay, I like the Rams, that young defensive line in particular. They're going to make a huge jump going into year two. They were nasty toward the end of the year, causing a lot of turnovers, getting to the quarterback. I like the defense. I like what they got going on offense over there. I'm going with the Rams.
Taylor, NFC West pick.
NFC West, first off, I want to just give my condolences to all the Cardinals fans out there. It's Heartbreak Hotel that no one's thinking about you guys and will continue to not think about you guys from the state of Arizona. It's a fair weather fan state. Moment of silence.
Will.
So my pick's going to be the 49ers. I think a lot of people want to hate because Deebo Samuels, they lost a couple guys. You mentioned them with Gronk on the last portion of your show. When they're healthy, they're dangerous. I think they're going to stay a little more healthy than they were last year. It's very difficult to be more unhealthy than they were last year. I'm going to stick with the 49ers.
NFC East, Taylor, who you got? Who's coming out of the East?
NFC East, I'm going to have to take the Commanders. I don't think there's been a two-time winner since 2004. I think the Philadelphia Eagles, we were at that training camp. We saw them. They have aliens all over the field. Lane Johnson, the most underrated 99 guy of all time. But Jaden Daniels, incredible. I think he takes another step this year. I think the Washington Commanders understand the talent they have on the offensive side of the ball. So they need to step up in a big way on defense, which Will alluded to. But I like the Commanders. I like them getting sneaky. I like them going right where they left off when the season ended.
Well, who do you have?
Man, listen, I want the Commanders to win. As a guy that was there for 5 years, laid a foundation for this to take off the way they have. I want the Commanders, but if I'm going to be as unbiased as possible for your watching and listening audience, I'm going to stick with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are absolutely stacked.
Let's go to AFC West. Will, I'm going to go back to you here. Who you taking? Broncos. We've got, let's look at the odds here. Chargers at 310. Who you got?
I got the Broncos. I got
Oh,
the
wow.
Broncos. I was on Bo Nix early last year. Big time professional. He's got all the intangible stuff. Coached by his dad, playing big time ball down in the South, growing up in high school. Was a big time winner at Oregon. I think him and Sean Payton, that marriage, I think it's going to continue to blossom. Their defense is aggressive. Their defense is really good. I like the Broncos winning the AFC West this year.
AFC West, Taylor.
I'm going to go with the Chargers. I like Harbaugh. I love the fact that he's sitting on Rich Eisen's show a few months ago talking about having dreams of Justin Herbert, how he's got to get him in the Hall of Fame. How do you get a guy in the Hall of Fame as a quarterback? You win Super Bowls, you win MVPs. Their run game, we just talked about this guy who came from the Steelers, Najee Harris. Their defense is going to be even better than they were last year. They are buying into the culture, just like the Michigan Wolverines did with Jim Harbaugh. I think they unseat the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is the first year in 4 years I've gone against the Kansas City Chiefs. Love Patrick Mahomes. Love Travis Kelce, friend of the show.
Friends of the
Do
show.
you?
Friend of the show.
Do you?
However, oh yeah, love them to death. I just think when you have this many coaches, you got Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, Andy Reid. Like this is going to be one of the most fun divisions to watch, and I love the idea of chaos. And I think the Chargers are the one to stir it up.
Do you have a pick for MVP, Will?
No, I don't. Now, listen, I'm going to talk every which way out of my mouth here because I've watched quarterback. I love Joe Burrow. If they can figure anything out defensively and protect him for just a little bit, this is the best quarterback in the NFL. And I think he'll continue to do this stuff, building on last year and the years in the past. Joe Burrow's the best player. I like him for the MVP conversation. I also think it's sneaky now. You get Jaden Daniels. Listen, Washington was bottom of the sea when it comes to run defense. If they correct their run defense at all, that's going to help out Jaden Daniels. I think he has a huge year. So I like Joe Burrow or Jaden Daniels.
Who is making it and who is winning the Super Bowl? Will, we'll start with you.
I know, and I've changed this Super Bowl pick. Who's going to be in it? At one point, I had the Lions winning it. Then I had the Bills winning it. I do have the Bills going to the Super Bowl facing the Packers. What does Willie C love? He loves run game and he loves run defense. Packers were very good at both last year. Jordan Love, light-skinned brother, some soft tissue injuries can get him. If he can stay healthy, if that team can stay healthy, they will make some noise. They're very creative in the run game. I trust my boy Rich Bisaccia heading up the special teams unit. Their defense is going to be better. I like the Packers. That's a spicy pick, and I love Jordan Love. If a man can stay healthy because that offense can roll, they went and got buddy down from Texas as a first-round pick this year to help.
Golden.
Yes, Matthew Bolden. You got Dubes. You got Jaden Reed. Thank you, Clump. Jaden Reed. And again, Josh Jacobs, he's as durable as they come. Very good football team. I like them to be somebody.
The Packers to win the Super Bowl? Guys.
I like the Packers.
When I'm watching Gronkowski and he's giving out his picks, I don't know if I'm excited or a little bit worried because our brains work the exact same. I got the Buffalo Bills and I got the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. I think the Detroit Lions, is their offense going to be as good as last year? Probably not, because they were top 10 all-time offense, scoring 40 points a game. Aiden Hutchinson is your reason why they're going to get the next step. A lot of rumors he gets himself a tib fib, the leg whipping around on a sack. I get a couple of calls from some personnel guys from the Lions a couple of days ago where they say Aiden Hutchinson didn't slow down. He actually sped up. He looks a whole lot better. I see their defense taking a big jump, especially in the pressure category. Now, Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. The defense had a tough time in the passing game last year. I think they take the next step. They get a little bit better. At some point, Josh Allen has to get over the Patrick Mahomes hump. He's got to get over it. He's got to get one or two similar. I don't want to put this title on Josh, but the way Peyton Manning had to get over Tom Brady a couple of times. I see those two teams getting the Super Bowl. Last night, I wake up at 2:36 a.m. of a fever dream, all right? 105-degree fever because I had the GM, Brandon Beane. I have a vision of him on the parade, getting snow falling everywhere around Buffalo. He stands up, gets covered in mustard, and then Taylor Lewan and Will Compton pick his ass up and throw him into a couple of tables. So I got the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl. Book it. First one in franchise history.